Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Toyota GR86, this time one of my favourite tracks, the Autodromo Enzo with Dino Ferrari, otherwise known as Imola. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic week of racing at this wonderful track. It's a great combo. I want to thank everyone that has supported this channel through my link in the description, the buymeacoffee.com link. It has been really, really wonderful, the support I've had through there. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really does keep me making these guides. And it really makes me smile when I get an email through saying that someone's bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. If you are new to the channel, what we do is we do a hot lap and then a breakdown lap. And then we're back in the cockpit a final time with the driving line on. Any questions, let me know in the comments. And let's start the hot lap. So as always, even though it's an open setup, I use the fixed setup and I just turn traction control mode off. And as you can see, I've got ABS mode down at 1. I find that to be the best way of doing things because I don't like the whole pay to win with setups. Anyway, let's start the lap. So over on the right hand side, yes, absolutely smashing it through this opening straight. That was turn 1, that kink. Nice and easy as we come up to Tamburello here. All the way down to 3rd gear. I mean, really aggressive over the curbs. Cut back across here through 4. So we come up to Villeneuve, this next tricky little section. Down to 3rd. Again, aggressive. Making sure that our right-hand tyres stay on the rumble strip. I found going down to 1 was best through here, just to give you that extra torque on the way up. As we come up to turn 8, Piratella in 4th gear. Just looking little brake and then back on the gas in 3rd gear. Back on the gas here, and then braking hard, down to 2nd. Back on the gas nice and early. Again, you've got to keep your right-hand tyres on that curbing. Again, I found 2nd gear best through here. Tiny little brake and then back on the gas nice and early. I had a very slight headwind on the opening straight here. So you may find yourself going faster than me if you've got a tailwind. And there we go, over and across the line in a 203.263. Alright, let's do the breakdown lap. Okay, I'll keep this as brief as possible. So down the main straight, just cutting the corners, making it as straight as possible. And what we're looking for here for the first one, it's the 100-meter marker on the right-hand side. As we get there, we're going to brake relatively hard in a straight line, up to about 89%, 90%. And then we're going to trail that off, dropping it down to 3rd gear, and then we're going to really aggressively attack the inside curbing. And then getting straight back up to 100% throttle and just holding that through. Cutting the curbing on the left-hand side again here. Exit nice and wide. This next one is the 50-meter marker on the right-hand side. And we're going to briefly brake up to about 70% in 4th gear. And then we're getting straight back on the gas. Holding it in 4th gear, nearly at full gas there, and then once we settle again, we're braking quite hard. This is one of the trickiest corners. It's about 80%, trail it off, and then at the apex, we're getting back on the gas in 3rd gear. And this is one where you've got to keep your right-hand tyres on the curbing at least. Next braking marker, it's midway between the 50-meter marker on the right here and this sand patch that you can see. And as we get there, We're going to brake up to about 90% and immediately trail that off down to second, down to first, and then we're back on the gas really, really early. Then we're back up through the gears. So for this one, you see we've just passed the 50-meter marker, and then it's midway between there and the curbing that starts on the left-hand side. As you get there, we're just going to dab the brakes briefly up to about 60%, immediately trail it off, down to third gear, and we're sort of half on the throttle as we go through, and then as we leave the apex, we're back up to 100%. Straighten her out, back over to the left-hand side. This next one, so again, it's midway roughly between the 50-meter board and where the inside curbing starts. And what we're going to do there is we're going to leave it in fourth, but we're going to do a lift, little brake up to about 30%, and then I'm back on the gas. I am actually back on 100%. Wow, didn't feel like I was. Get over to the left-hand side, and then as we get to the curbing, again, we're going to brake really quite hard, nearly up to 100%, down to third, trail it off, down to second gear, and we're getting back up to almost full gas really early on, taking a load of the inside curb, straighten her out. Again, we're keeping the right-hand tyres over the curbing here. As we come up to the chicane, our braking marker for the chicane is going to be just after the 50-meter board. And again, we're braking really quite hard in that, fourth to third. And then we're trailing it off as we look down to the apex. We're going to drop it down into second gear, steady the car out, and as you can see, I'm looking to build back up to 100% as soon as possible. So as I go through both apexes, I'm just over 50% throttle. Then as soon as the car's settled down, back up to 100%. Over to the left-hand side. So our next braking marker is midway between the 100 and the 50. I'm going to brake hard in a straight line up to 100%. And as you can see, I mean, I'm in the ABS, but it's only a 25-minute race and it never harms me. I'm going to trail that off down to second gear, and then I'm starting to build back up at the apex. Give it a quick blast. We're back up to 100%. And then basically, it's as this change of colour in the asphalt comes up, that's when I'm going to do a little dab of the brakes. And then back up to 100% throttle as early as possible, really cutting that inside corner. You will exit wide, but again, you're needing to make sure that your left-hand tyres are remaining over the track or the curbs. I did wash out so many good laps just right on the end there, and then I ended up swearing a lot. Which isn't cool, kids. And anyway, there we are. Whenever the start line finally comes up. In a 2:03.263. Final time now with the driving line coming up. Now our final time with the driving line on. As always, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for your support. I've been Sambo iRacing, and I'll see you guys in the week.